Hey, folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Monday, May 14th, 2012 is sponsored by Realtik. All right, let's get right into it, folks. Again, the market, just like many days last week, is coming off the lows of the day. We started out with some panic over Greece. Obviously, they're trying to form Parliament to get some key things through and push the new rules for their austerity measures through, and it's just not going very well. And that's really what worried the markets this morning, because there was a lot of talk, well, are they going to have to drop out of the euro? How's this going to play out? This, that, and the other thing. These factors freaked the market out overnight, and ultimately we saw a gap down and a sell-off. Now, the sell-off took place into the 10 o'clock, 10:30 time frame, and then once that time frame hit and volume started to lighten up, the markets again started to slowly float higher. And that's where we are right now. You can see a little bit of selling coming in the market. This is the intraday 10-minute chart on the SPY. But for the most part, in all fairness, it's just another kind of lukewarm selling day. You don't have panic out there. We're not at new lows. We're not down 2% on the day or 3% on the day. We're basically down 0.5% across the board, which seems to be the standard. I mean, even on Friday where we ended near the lows, and again, you can see the gap down again and we surged up, and then we sold off the rest of the day on Friday, but you were still only down 41 cents on the SPY, less than 1%. And as long as they're able to hold this market in check, it tells me that any sort of good news, you'd see a little bit of a short squeeze come in and a little bit of upside. Now, I don't think the upside would last very long, frankly. It would be a very short-lived upside move, but it could catch a lot of the bears and the shorts off guard in the short run. So again, I think we have to be very aware of that. I have a couple shorts out there, but they're in the money for the most part. For instance, one of them is SPG here. SPG I shorted all the way up here. Right there, so I'm in the money with a break-even stop, really a low risk there. Then I have a couple longs out there because I also think the market has a good chance of bouncing, and we're in the money on those as well, or at least a majority of them. Zynga being one of them today, up 56 cents. This is a Facebook play. I think it's a no-brainer, and sure enough, it is working out beautifully today, trading up 53 cents above $8. Also, Groupon having a great day, which is another sympathy play. This is up $1.75 today, guys. That is just a monster move on Groupon, GRPN. And again, if you look at the charts, I mean, it makes sense. Look at Groupon. It's just been crushed so much. And, well, Groupon has earnings today, so, I mean, that's something you have to pay attention to. I wouldn't hold it into earnings. But I think you have to recognize the fact that this play was punished for too long. It's oversold. There's way too many shorts on board. And then take into account the fact that the Facebook IPO is coming out later this week. You're going to get short covering. I mean, there are a lot of shorts out there that are going to say, I'm not holding this into Facebook's IPO. Same thing with Zynga. So just logically, it makes sense. It made sense to buy Groupon. It made sense to buy Zynga. Buy one or the other. It doesn't really matter. The point is, again, it made sense logically. And if you can use logic instead of emotion, you will trade like a pro and make a lot of money in your lifetime. And again, we teach you all that stuff, folks. We have proprietary secrets here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We utilize them and teach you them, and it will ultimately make you into an amazing investor, swing trader, day trader who profits essentially, almost on every single trade out there because you're reading the charts. You're not going by emotion. The average retail investor goes by emotion. They usually sell at the tops or I should say they buy at the tops and sell at the bottoms, which again, obviously we know is not the best thing to do. All right, going back to a couple other charts, the dollar continues to be higher today, but has slowly faded, as you can see here. That little bit of a fade on the dollar is enough to keep the markets off their lows as well, and something to keep in mind. Let me just continue to scan through some of these charts out there. JP Morgan continues to get hit today, although it's really just going sideways at this point. I am looking at the daily chart on JPM, wondering where the support is going to be. You have the 200 here, and then you have a river theory over the 200. My next major support is going to be right here on JPM. I don't know if it gets there before it bounces. I think you will get a bounce, but these are your next couple supports on the way down. I would absolutely probably be a quick buyer here at the 34.5 level, and then also, again, the gap fill right here from the end of 2011 at 33.10. Would be another fantastic level. Taking a look at Goldman Sachs, Goldman down another $1.55, but you have a nice possible bottoming tail. Something you need to pay attention to, guys. That bottoming tail is definitely something you want to pay attention to and see how things go there. That could be a good little reversal signal for a bounce on Goldman Sachs in the not-too-distant future. All right. Let me continue to scan through the charts here. Let's see how Apple's doing today. Apple down about $4.50. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing you want to concern yourself with on Apple is this trend line right here. All right. As long as this trend line holds, Apple can bounce up. If it breaks, this is going to fall and fall very, very quickly. So just watch that very closely, folks. This trend line, which happens to be right around the 557, 556-ish area, if you get a close on the daily chart below there, this thing will fall and fall very, very quickly. All right. Let's see what else we have. We have Amazon, AMZN, trading down about $3.45. Nothing much on that daily chart. I don't see much going on there. Then we have Baidu, which is actually bucking the trend today, trading up. But you can see how sharply this has been sold off. You had a beautiful down move, then you had a bear flag underneath the 200, and then another sell. It's kind of due for a bounce. In addition, you do have a pivot low. I mean, look at these levels right here. This little pivot right here, just draw a trend line right across, and you get the support level, which is why it's bouncing. This little pivot right there. Your next level would be actually just below that a little bit, basically in the same area, and then gap fill would be right here. All right, so that's what we have going on. And again, I think the market at this point is concerned with the Greek parliament forming a body, a government, and then that's how they'll go forward. If they can do that, then I think you see the market rally. They're going to meet again tomorrow. That's the latest news, that they're going to meet tomorrow and see how things go. And if that does happen, then again, you could see a rally. If not, then this market will continue to probably be under pressure. At some point, the more pressure it gets under, it eventually will collapse. But right now, again, you just see these gap downs and sells early in the morning, and then the market just rebounds as the dollar slowly fades. And as long as that happens, the market seems to be setting up. For me personally, if I look at this market right now, I would say to you, be careful on the short side, because eventually the shorts are going to give up and throw in the towel if they can't take this market down in the near future. And again, it wouldn't be a long-lasting pop. It would be a short pop up. But eventually, you'd get a quick pop-up and have to take your profits on your longs, which is what I would do ultimately. And then we'd start to look for the short side, because eventually the market will go down. It's just in the short term where this market's headed. All right? On that note, I think I'm going to step aside, folks, get back to trading. But again, there's a 7-day free trial here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. 7-day free trial. The research center is geared towards swing traders and investors. The chat room is geared towards day traders. It's an awesome service. We teach you secret proprietary methodology. We teach you things that the institutions don't even know, which will literally make you into one of the best traders, investors in the world. All right, and again, we give swing trade alerts, we give out trades, you name it, it all comes in the package here in the research center if you're a swing trader investor. Alrighty, guys, take care, have a great afternoon. I'm going back to make some more money.